Things now, or should I wait till after service?
Give me 2 minutes because I just need to set up the rest of the Zoom stuff.
That's cool. I can wait till after.
Okay, I'll find you though. Okay, yeah.
We'll begin.
Good morning, Ekoji. Welcome to our Sunday morning service. My name is Ed Sands, and I will be your service chair today. We are grateful for your presence. Today's service is being live streamed on Zoom and YouTube. If you are new to Ekoji, you will find in the back of each seat pocket this laminated guide, which will help you through the service and answer many questions you may have about the service order, as well as the history and the essentials of Shin Buddhism. On the Naijin today is our resident minister, Reverend Nariaki Hayashi. Joining him is certified assistant Bob Shimokachi. Today is the first Sunday of the month, and as such, it is a Shotsuki Sunday. On Shotsuki Sundays, we take time to remember our loved ones who have passed on. If you have lost a loved one during the previous month of March, you are invited during the chanting of the Jusei to come forward and offer gasho in remembrance of your loved one. Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in opening meditation and recitation of the Nembutsu.
Meditation provides a pause that prepares our mind to receive the Dharma, the Buddha's teachings. Please place your hands on your lap, lower your head slightly, close your eyes, and release tension for meditation. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Please find the laminated sheet in the service book in the back of your seat pocket. And we will now sing the Vandana Si Sarana, the three refuges. Please rise. Please turn to page 29 in the service book, and we will now chant the Sambuja. Please turn to page 39 in the service book, and we will now chant the Jusei. This morning, the government message will be given by Reverend Hayashi.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Shotsky Sunday service. So this Shotsky Sunday occurs on the first Sunday of each month, and it is a time when we remember our loved ones who have passed on before us. However, Shotsky is not meant only to remember our loved ones who have gone before us, but also all the deceased, including the lives lost in the COVID pandemic and also the Ukraine war. So before I begin my Dharma talk, I would like to observe a moment of silence for all lives lost in such recent incidents, such as the COVID pandemic and also the Ukraine war. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Another aspect of Shotsuki is that if Shotsuki is a time to remember those who have passed on, it is no less a moment for us to reflect on and consider about the truth of death. Buddhism is based on the truth of impermanence. Everything in this world is subject to change and nothing stays forever. Thus, from the moment of birth, we keep changing every minute and every second. The historical Buddha Shakyamuni taught in a sutra called Nikaya Sutra, there are 5 things which no one can accomplish in this world. The first is to cease growing old when growing old. The second, cease being sick when getting sick. The third, cease dying when dying. The fourth, to deny extinction when there is extinction. And last, to deny exhaustion when there is exhaustion. Therefore, along with aging and illness, death is inevitable and will eventually come to all of us. In addition, death occurs regardless of age and time. For example, the COVID has taken away the life of many people, young and old alike. Among those young kids who have died, they were not only kids in the high-risk categories, but also those who had no health issue. Thus, we can never know when death will occur to us. As it is in the reading of the white ashes, whether I go before others or others go before me, whether it be today or whether it be tomorrow, who is to know? Those who leave before us are as countless and as fragile as the drops of dew. Though we may have radiant health in the morning, in the evening we might be white ashes. In this way, Buddhism sets the truth of impermanence as its core belief. Then, what kind of attitude is important for us to have in this world of impermanence? One answer is in a song I recently heard in the radio, on the radio while driving, and it is by Zac Brown Band. I believe many of you know Zac Brown Band, and the song is titled "Tomorrow Never Comes." And I want to share partially the lyrics of the song. So it goes, I keep looking for some kind of sign, trying to hold on in this race against time. I can't say where the next bend might be. That is the beauty in life's mystery. I'm gonna live like tomorrow never comes. There's no end in sight. Tonight we black out the sun. Better hold on tight before you know it's gone and live like tomorrow never comes. That is to say, death is unavoidable and can happen anytime, so we should live like tomorrow never comes. So the quality of time has much more meaning than the quantity of time. Mahatma Gandhi, the famous Indian lawyer and primary leader of India's independence movement, said much the same thing. Gandhi said, live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. This is a very powerful message and confirms the importance of living like tomorrow never comes. However, it is easy to say that we should live as if we were to die tomorrow, but actually it's very difficult to do so. We might be able to try to learn as if we were to live forever, but truly living as if we were to die tomorrow is not an easy thing to do. Then how should we think about this issue so that we can incorporate it in our everyday lives? The famous German philosopher Martin Heidegger once said, "We should live a complete life that includes our death, for all that we may wish to postpone it to the future." We should live a complete life that includes our death, for all that we may wish to postpone it to the future. One of my teacher back in my Buddhist academy explained what Heidegger was saying by making distinction between two words for future, shorai and mirai. So shorai is the future when you are part of it. And mirai is the future when seen objectively, so you are not part of it. Most of us will think about that, but we'll think about it in terms of the future that is mirai and not shorai. We usually don't take our death in the future personally. We don't see ourselves as part of our own future death. And this is exactly what Heidegger saw as an issue. He noticed that in our lives, we get so invested in what we are currently doing, get up, get ready, rush to work, pick up children, cook dinner, etc., that we fail to consider our lives in its entirety as a whole journey. We fail to consider our lives in its entirety as a whole journey. My teacher talked about life like as taking a trip. And he said, the memory of a trip is unforgettable because there's a beginning and an end to it. We recall the excitement we felt the day before a field trip back in school. We took pictures of sites that were nothing special for people who lived there. The people we met at the trip were also fresh and unforgettable. Why did we feel that way? It is because we knew that there is an end to the trip. We knew that there is an end to the trip. Just because a trip always has an end, the things we experience are so fresh, and we become conscious to the fact that we will never experience the exact same thing again. As Shakyamuni Buddha taught that death will eventually come to all of us, if there is an end to life, then our life is indeed same as taking a trip. Every occurrence in our ordinary and everyday lives is one of the series of one-time experiences. It is in this one-time experience that every moment of our lives shine bright, just like a trip. Therefore, to live as if we were to die tomorrow means to try to live life every day as if every day were precious and a one-time experience. In conclusion, I would like to quote from Renyo, the eighth master of our denomination of Shin Buddhism. Please join me in Basho. Listen to the Buddhist teaching, even if you must take time out from your daily business. To believe that you will listen when you have some spare time is shallow thinking. There is no tomorrow in listening to the Buddhist teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Thank you, Sensei. We will now read the White Ashes, and this is found in the service book on page 21. Please rise. We will read this together. Please join in. In silently contemplating the transient nature of human existence, nothing is more fragile and fleeting in this world than the life of man. Thus, we have not heard human life lasting for 10,000 years. Life swiftly passes. Who among men can maintain his form for even 100 years? Whether I go before others or others go before me, whether it be today or whether it be tomorrow, who is to know? Those who be before us are as countless and as fragile as the drops of dew. Though in the morning we may have radiant health, in the evening we may be white ashes. When the winds of impermanence blow, our eyes are closed forever. And when the last breath leaves us, our face loses its color. The loved ones gather in lament, everything is of no avail. The body is then sent into an open field and vanishes from this world with the smoke of cremation, leaving only the white ashes. There is nothing more real than the truth of life. The fragile nature of human existence underlies both the young and the old, and therefore we must, one and all, turn to the teaching of the Buddha and awaken to the ultimate source of life. By so understanding the meaning of death, we shall come to fully appreciate the meaning of this life, which is unrepeatable and thus to be treasured above all else. By virtue of true compassion, let us realize the unexcelled value of our human existence, and let us live in the truth, not only in our hearts. Please be seated. It is now time for the ritual of Shoko, the burning of incense, a time to quietly contemplate and reflect on the impermanence of life. We recently restarted burning incense, which involves drawing incense from a shared bowl, and we understand that individual comfort levels may differ. We offer this option to those who are comfortable doing so, but note that this ritual is not required. We invite you to come forward to the front table to offer gasho, and should you wish, place any dana, which is our offering of gratitude, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha in the bowl on the table. Reverend Hayashi will now lead us in closing meditation and recitation of the Nambutsu.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Just a few announcements. A big thank you to everyone who came this morning at 10 o'clock to help clean the Hondo and the temple, and we greatly appreciate it, and thank you very much. The effort was wonderful, although I don't think the stink bugs like us very much. So also on Thursdays, meditation practice begins at 7:30 p.m. here in the Hondo, and this is sponsored by Frank Swithers and Roger Scott. Just so you know, in case you've only visited us virtually online, you may not know what meditation does here. It may be a good way for you to introduce yourself to the temple and see if you like us. The evening begins with a short sutra or chant, followed by a 10-minute walking meditation session, and then a 30-minute sitting meditation, which will either be silent, guided, or possibly both. At the completion of the sitting meditation, we end the formal meditation with another sutra chant. Most participants sit in chairs, but any comfortable position is okay, either in a chair, on the floor, or even standing. If you'd like to use a cushion or mat, you are invited to bring one along with you. After the conclusion of the formal meditation session, there is a voluntary informal social gathering just to catch up with each other. Please join us on Saturday, April the 2nd, and this is big, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. for our spring garden work party and Sangha picnic. Please bring any garden tools, gloves, buckets, or equipment you have to help weed, prune, and clear away the debris that is left over from the winter time. And this will end at 1 p.m. and then there will be a potluck picnic. If your last name begins with letters A through L, please bring a side dish. If your last name begins with an M or Z through Z, please bring a main dish to share. Ekoji will provide drinks and desserts. Thank you.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo.
Namo.
Thank you. Have a wonderful warm day.